that intuitively there is a fear of the spiritual, the cultural, and the political power that these rituals can have. That in us coming together and performing libation together, they know that there is power in that act. And so that if they can make us feel ashamed of that and that there's something wrong with it, then they are weakening us and cutting us off from a source of power. Libation is a sacred act which symbolically expresses meaning on several levels at once. It reflects a very sophisticated philosophical understanding of spiritual reality. It enables African people to relate to a multi-dimensional, rich, and complex universe. And I want to explain libation on three levels. On one level, this act of libation, the pouring of the liquid or setting aside of the food, makes a statement, and it says that the community is whole. The community is together, and therefore is strong, and that life is meaningful. If that's the case, then we need the presence of not only the physical community, but we need the presence of the spiritual community as well, if we are to be whole. And this is essential at mealtime. It is essential at mealtime so that we can have a feeling of spiritual security that the family is together, that the family is whole. And there used to be a time when we would feel that way about our family dinners and our meals.
That's right.
And our parents would want to make sure that everybody was there, because there was something special about that. We've lost a lot of that now. So we eat anywhere, in any way, with anyone. But the taking of a meal together had spiritual significance in the African mind, and still does. So that you didn't want to be able to say that somebody's missing. What you say is that everybody is there. The elders are served first, so the ancestors must be served first, because the ancestors are the elders of the family. And their presence is symbolized through libation. Okay, and there are many ways in which we continue that practice and don't even realize it. And where the brothers on the corner, well, before they drink, they will open a bottle, they will pour off something, and they'll say, that's for the brother who's not here. Am I correct? Okay, and we can talk more about that later. That is practicing ancestor communion, but not on a conscious level. They don't know where it comes from, but that's okay too. Remember that in the African worldview, spirit and matter are joined. We can express a spiritual concept through doing something which is physical. And that's what we're doing when we do that. We can express, feel, state, and affirm the spiritual presence of departed members of the family by sharing meal with them. Symbolically, we are keeping them alive. Second meaning of libation. The ancestors act on our behalf. They have increased spiritual power. They are closer to the source. So they can protect us, they can guide us, they can help us, they can bless us with fertility, with children, with prosperity, all because they are closer to the source of power, to the source of life. They are a vehicle through which we receive energy from the creative source. They energize us, but only if we honor them. And that is what libation is doing. By honoring them, we strengthen them. We are asking for strength, and so we give strength. What is the principle here? Reciprocity. The circle again. The ancestors also need us, because without the physically living, and this is an important point, without us, the physically living, their spirit cannot manifest. Their spirit cannot be manifested. There is an interdependent relationship between us and the ancestors. We need each other. When we have harvest, we give the first fruits to the ancestors. That still happens in the Caribbean. Okay? We thank them. The ancestors represent a spiritual part of ourselves with which we must remain in contact in order to be whole. The ancestors are us. To honor them is to honor the divine within us. That is our divine specificity. By that I mean our divine uniqueness, our divine genealogy, our divine history. All of these things, that is our particular history, our line, our bloodline, our nation, is responsible for the talents, gifts, and achievements of our people. That's what Ancestor Communion tells us. Libation is an act of thanksgiving. It is an act of honor and an act of respect. Now there's another one.